In small villages across Europe, stories passed from mouth to mouth. They warned of a woman who lived alone in the forest. People called her the Witch of the Woods. She was said to speak with animals, curse crops, and appear when the moon was full. But behind the fear and the stories, there were real women, living on the edge of society, often misunderstood, and many times punished for things they did not do. These stories were strongest during the late Middle Ages and the early modern period. It was a time of fear. Plagues spread, wars raged, food was scarce. When things went wrong, people looked for someone to blame. Often, it was the woman who lived alone. She may have been a healer. She may have owned books. She may have known which plants could ease pain or bring sleep. That knowledge became dangerous. In many towns, simply being different was enough to raise suspicion. A widow, a midwife, a woman with no children, these were the ones most often accused. They were watched closely. If a child died, if a storm destroyed the harvest, if someone fell sick, people remembered the strange woman who lived near the trees. Accusations spread fast. Some were made from fear. Others were personal. A neighbor's grudge, a land dispute, or jealousy could turn into a charge of witchcraft. Once accused, the chances of escaping were low. Trials were held, but they were not fair. Evidence was based on dreams, marks on the body, or forced confessions. Torture was common. Many were burned or hanged. But not all witches were real, and not all were evil. Many of the women called witches were part of old traditions. They knew the forest not for curses, but for cures. They passed down knowledge from mother to daughter. Their skills were once valued but became feared when times changed. Religion, politics, and fear of the unknown all played a role in turning these women into monsters in the minds of others. Over time, the image of the witch became a mix of truth and fiction. In some stories, she was a villain. In others, she was a wise guide or a victim of lies. The forest became a symbol of mystery, of danger, and of freedom. The Witch of the Woods stood at the center of it. Today, the legend still lives. Books, movies, and games bring her back again and again. But behind the fiction, there are real stories. Real women lived and died because of fear. They were not flying on brooms or casting dark spells. They were people, marked by difference, pushed aside, and remembered only through myth.